Hiya, how's it going? Weekly update to the weekly paying dividend portfolio. Hopefully, you had a good Valentine's. It was a day of love, either for your significant other or just your loved ones in general. But the love that we're looking for in this video is the love of money. So overall, today we are up 2%. The past week we're up 3. The past month we're up 5. And the past 3 months, which is basically the length of the start of this portfolio till now. As you can see, we never even did anything from November 15, December 6. We started around December 10. Total down 0.21%. Year to date, up 7. And the year, which means nothing because our portfolio hasn't even been over 3 months. But as you can see, the fluctuations in the market over here, it is absurd just looking at this just constant move and shuffle down all the way to the bottom and then trickling all the way back up. It's just, it looks staggering, but our protection with our put, it shouldn't be too bad. Of course, anything above minus 50%, which would lead me to a margin call, is pretty good. So I think we're doing great. In terms of the margin buffer, we got a 52% margin buffer. I do want it to be a little bit higher. My tolerance typically like 53 plus percent, about 50%, and we're pretty good. The margin total that we're using, we're 10,800, but it was 11,000 that I set. And if you wanted to know why I specifically used 11,000 out of the 14,000 that I have invested, it's because I used the total amount that, number one, I received in dividends, and number two, how much I put in terms of money. So started off overall in Robinhood, you can check how much you put in total, including dividends, through this update borrowing limit button. Robinhood do a 1-to-1. Every dollar you put in, you get $1 for margin. So I've put in and I have received in dividends $15,996. So I rounded up to like 16K. Bring out the quick calculator, 16,000, and I have a margin tolerance of 0.7, which is 70% of my total cash. And I would go in increments of 500. That way I can either build up a large chunk of my core portfolio, which is what I did in the past 2 weeks, or I could start building a new satellite position, which is not what I did. I built the core portfolio, but we'll go over that. So overall, we have 11,200. In order to get to the next $500 increment, we need 11,500. So 11,500, hopefully we'll hit that next week, the week after. Let me see how long it'll take. 16,500 multiplied by 0.7. Yeah, about 16,500. We need about another $504-ish, give or take, for us to have the go signal to put 70% margin. Now, get rid of the calculator. Overall, let's look at the total return because we want to be full transparency here. Look at those. The bottom return, YMAX minus 6%, RDTE minus 6.7. Murney has been a total loser for me, but we don't sell. It might reverse split, honestly, but it's a satellite position. Minus 28%. YBTC recently bought it, already going down minus 8%. Weekly paying Bitcoin. MSTY minus 9%. NVIDIA minus 6%. It used to be for the longest time one of the stocks that actually stayed stable, if not was profitable for a while, but now it's gone down 6.7%. Tesla has been another loser, minus 27%. AIYY minus 17%. Ulti minus 9%. Coney minus 13%. And Enfly, a saving grace, I guess, has been plus 4%. And OR, another funny enough saving grace, plus 2%. Actually pretty high, since it is one of the core positions of this portfolio. Not a really big core position, still building it up, but you let go of your losers, and by let go we mean we don't sell, let it ride and reverse split, and we put more into our winners. Our winners have been thus far OARC, so the move might be to put more in OARC, but I'd have to do some technical analysis to figure out if we're in premium or if we're in discount. Judging from the eye test, how much is it worth right now? Judging from the eye test, I'd say probably, let me see, just a quick eye test here. 8, 10, 5, 11, 13, 8. I'd say we're probably like in the median, decent median, not premium or discount, probably just median, but I'll double check it. Overall, let's look at the spreadsheet to see the total payments that have been made throughout the past 2 weeks since I did not record the week prior. I just posted it on YouTube for a post, and I'll probably, after this video releases or before the video releases, there will be another post showing all these payments right here from yesterday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 payments totaling take nearly $200 maybe, and MSTY, YMAX, AIYY, RDTE, YBDC totaling for give or take about $200. Wait, it's actually in our Robinhood right here. $193.29. Perfect. Now let's go back to the calculator or the Excel sheet. Total of $1,792.10 since December 13th. I think that's pretty amazing. That's really, really cool. Let's see. It is February 15th as of recording. So as of December 13th, it's about 2 months and 2 days. So we're getting around 1792 divided by 2, nearly $900 a month in total dividends. Really close to that $1,000 goal that we've had since 2 months ago. We're not really putting in much money, if any money at all. We're just reinvesting what we get, to be honest, and of course paying the margin for utilizing 70% margin. But besides that, nothing else really. If you look to your left here, annual dividend income should be monthly 939.84. A little off. It is constantly updating. I think every week it updates with the new dividends, and based on the fluctuations of dividend payments, we have a good $896. I don't know what that is in dividend yield. I'm going to guess it's probably the yield on cost that we have right now that's showing in the left-hand side here of 42.16%. Anything above 40 and I'm happy. Anything above 30, and to be honest, I'm happy. So that's mainly my conservative, very high dividend goal, 30. But a lot of my stuff is probably sitting at 40. And at some points, the weekly paying ones hit a high of 60. Let's look down here. RDTE being a yield of cost of 37.06 with a 40% dividend as of the stock's current price, but we bought higher because it's slowly gone down over time. YMAX, we have a yield on cost of 43.88%, and OARC has 42%. So we are averaging in that area for high 30s, low 40s. Okay. Overall, pretty good. Cannot complain. I want to make this a little shorter since there's not really a big tutorial to give or anything, but yeah, that's generally how the portfolio looks as of this given time, $1,792. And in total, let's do a quick, the initial amount we put in was $12,500 for this portfolio for the past 2 months, and we've gotten 1792.10. Let us do a percentage to figure out how much of the 12,500 initial income our initial deposit has been paid off through these dividend payouts. 1792 divided by 12,500. Okay, 100, and we have a 14.3% payout. We are averaging about 7% a month with that because it's 2 months. So this is amazing. 7.1%. This is absolutely amazing. I cannot ask for any better. The fact that the quote unquote NAV erosion hasn't really appeared, even though look at all these losses. Look at this. Look at this. If you were to look purely off of just the price of these stocks we're going to sell, so I'm never going to realize these losses, by the way, you would think, oh my gosh, this is horrible. But my chart says differ. My month, 3 months, everything says differ. Everything is saying completely different words. And I'm sure just like in the past weeks of doing these videos, you will see, just like right now, we are currently metaphorical up, you will see my metaphorical downs. And I like to show every aspect of that, how we deal with it, and hopefully how we cushion those downs, because there's not always going to be ups unless it's 2020, unless it's last year and we have all-time highs with all-time highs. But last year is theoretically, or it's considered kind of an anomaly and what it's normally like. So yeah, besides that, Just wanted to give a quick-ish update to everything. A 7% monthly payout of our sum sounds like a plan. We are near a margin call. All things looking good. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you next week when we get paid another, what is 7% divided by 4? Because there's weeks in a month. Divided by 4. Where we get another 1.79% of our total amount out of our total every week. That is insane, actually. Before I head out, every single week that we pass in this year, theoretically, I am getting 1.79% of my money back. Initial income out of my initial deposit. That is absurd. The idea that still baffles me. Very thankful for this opportunity, and I'm saying you got to join me, but I hope you something from at least seeing the week fluctuations and the ups and the downs of this series, because I would have loved to have seen the transparent like ups and downs of a portfolio like this back then, like last year, or maybe, well, I guess the stuff wasn't even here last year, but the monthly paying stuff, the yield max stuff. I would have loved for someone to do that. Maybe someone did, and if they did, please put it in the comments below. But I feel like I'm one more person that can do it. So did you hear about the daily stuff? I recently saw a video where it showed daily dividend paying funds by, I think it was Defiance. They don't have the best track record in terms of NAV erosion, truly going down in terms of their funds. But the idea of a daily dividend, I don't know if I would even want that, because the annoyance I already feel when I get not annoyance, but it's kind of, I get an email, and then I get another email, and then I get a notification, and then I have another notification on top of another notification on multiple devices whenever I get a dividend. So all of those things happen at the same time, if not within a couple seconds of each other. So if I had a daily dividend fund, it would be getting that ping 4 times or more for every single day. And I don't know if I can handle that. So, but you know, if this works out, might as well chuck $1,000 on it, chuck a couple do. What's the worst that could happen? I just go do not disturb, and we can have, and I'll just show it. Oh my gosh, imagine putting that on the Excel spreadsheet every day. Oh, never mind. You know, if it does good in the early stages, I will do it. I think worth it. Technically I mean, I'm not even going to post more, so I don't know why that would help, but Excel sheet will definitely be filled up every day. 365 days, that'll be 365 notifications, 65 multiplied by 4 notifications, 365 Excel's entries for each stock. I think they have the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500, the RD, the Russell 2000. Like, that'll be 3 times, 4 times. Okay, enough yapping. Thank you again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And then for a better update, an even better update. I want more ups. I know there's going to be downs, but we want more ups. So have a good weekend. Bye-bye.